Hey guys, this is Miss Hannah. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to continue the food theme with science and bring together what all we've been working on this week, like states of matter, mixtures and solutions, and how matter changes into one big recipe, right? I hope you're hungry. So come over here and let me show you what all you need. So one of my favorite desserts of all time is s'mores. And it's starting to warm up a little bit, so I hope you're enjoying being outside some while you're at home. But we're gonna make some s'mores popsicles since it's getting a little warmer, right? So here are the things that you need. You're gonna need a saucepan and something to mix things with. Then you're gonna need 2 cups of milk, 3 tablespoons of chocolate chips, and if you wanna add more, I totally understand. 3 tablespoons of granulated sugar, half a cup of mini marshmallows. I'm gonna use 3 graham crackers, and the reason they're in a bag is because I'm gonna crush them up later, but hold that thought. And then if you have a popsicle mold at home, you can totally use that. Miss Hannah doesn't, and she doesn't wanna go spend money, so I found these plastic cups that I had and some popsicle sticks. So once I pour the liquid that we're gonna make into the cups, I'll put the popsicle sticks in there and have them freeze like that. First things first, if you are doing this by yourself, go get a guardian or someone older than you to help you use the stove because this can get kind of dangerous. So number 1, make sure you have someone to help you. Our first step is going to combine the milk, the sugar, and the chocolate chips in this saucepan. So first I'm going to turn the oven on and put it on medium. And we're gonna start to add our ingredients. I want you to take note of the state of matter that these ingredients are in, just as I'm using them. So this milk is a liquid. I'm gonna add that to my pan. It's important that you keep stirring your ingredients or else it might burn to the bottom. So next I'm gonna add the sugar, which is also a solid, as well as my chocolate chips. So let's start stirring. And I want you to start predicting what you think is gonna happen as I'm stirring all of these states of matter together. Do you think they're gonna stay the same? Are they gonna change? I just want you to start making some predictions in your head.
So as I'm stirring this, I'm starting to see and notice a little bit of color change. But not a whole lot yet. I'm noticing some chocolate specks in the milk and it looks a little brown.
Alright guys, check out my new shirt though. I was all excited to wear it to school and show you guys, and then we got out, so I just really needed to show you it on this video. Go Alco. AIS forever. Okay. So if you notice, I'm not feeling any of the solids anymore. I'm not feeling any of the chocolate chips scraping on the bottom. I'm not feeling any of the crunching of the sugar. It's all kind of becoming just one liquid. That's interesting. It's really important that you keep stirring because as you can see on the sides, it's kind of starting to stick. The milk is. So it's really important that you keep stirring and keep stirring. Just keep moving your hand. Okay, so I want to point something out to you. We talked about in the pre-activity that when you add energy or heat to something, it might start to change states of matter, right? So did you just notice how all of the liquid started to bubble up and create gas bubbles? That's because the heat from the stove created so much energy and impacted the liquid that it started to produce gas bubbles and change states. Okay, so now that it's all mixed together, I turn my stove off and we're gonna move on to step number 2. Okay, so step number 2, I'm gonna go back over there. So you're just gonna let this liquid cool down a little bit before we pour it into your popsicle mold or your plastic or some kind of cup. So let's go over here to do step 2. I told you we were gonna use this plastic bag at some point, right? Because we're gonna crush these up. It's s'mores, right? And what are your 3 s'mores ingredients? Marshmallows, graham crackers, and chocolate. So, this is kind of fun. Don't get too crazy with this, but we're just gonna crush the graham crackers in the bag. So they're gonna go on the bottom of our popsicle mold. Now, Miss Tally's class did a lesson on chemical and physical changes. So if you're in Miss Tally's class or you've done chemical and physical changes, I want you to think about whether this is a chemical or a physical change. Is a new substance being produced? Or is it just changing its outward appearance? Okay, that looks pretty good to me. So it's all good and crushed up. So now we're gonna put a little bit in each of the cups with the mini marshmallows. And this is personal preference, so you can add as much or as little as you want to. That looks pretty good. So now you're just gonna drop a few marshmallows in the bottom of these 2. Adding marshmallows makes me think of my trail mix from yesterday's lesson. We talked about mixtures a lot yesterday. I want you to notice whether you think this is a heterogeneous or a homogeneous mixture. So look really closely at what's inside. Can you see the different parts? Or does it all look like one substance? To me, I can see the clear part or the different parts pretty clearly. I can see the graham cracker and the marshmallows. So I would say this is a heterogeneous mixture. Okay, so now that my chocolate mixture has cooled completely, I'm going to start pouring them into your popsicle molds or the cups. And I'm gonna use this starting out with a ladle, but if you don't have a ladle, you can also get like a small Dixie cup and dip it in and use it like that. Just use whatever you have at your house. This doesn't have to be fancy or anything like that. So I'm gonna start putting just a little bit in each of my cups so I know I'll have an equal amount. So I want you to notice as I'm pouring the liquid into the molds, what it looks like. And what we learned about mixtures in the last lesson, could you identify it? So I remember us dissolving the sugar into the milk. And the word dissolved cued my brain to know that this is gonna be a solution. Because as you can see, or you can't see, the different parts. It just kind of looks like a brown liquid. Can you see full chocolate chips? I don't think so. Can you see the whole white milk? I don't think so. So that's how we're gonna know that it's a solution. And a solution is a type of homogeneous mixture because everything looks the same. Okay, so I've done about 2 spoonfuls in each one. I'll do 1 more in each. That looks good. And it might get a little messy, and that's okay, because that's science, right? So now I'm gonna put my popsicle sticks into the molds. And if you don't have popsicle sticks, totally cool. If you have plastic spoons or any kind of spoon at your house, you can use that too. So I'll do 1 of each. And they're probably gonna have to lean over like that, and that's okay. If you really want to, partway through the freezing process, you can go through and try and stand up the popsicle stick straight, but if not, no big deal. Okay, so our next step is putting them in the freezer, and then we're just gonna have to wait. So let's go to the freezer. So now we're just gonna leave these in the freezer and let them harden. Okay, so that looks good. Now we just wait until Miss Hannah has an after dinner dessert. Okay guys, I'm back. And I actually let them freeze overnight to make sure they were good and solid. But now it is time to taste them. My favorite kind of test, personally. So these are really frozen solid into the cups. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run these under some hot water for a second, just to loosen them up a little bit. So adding heat will start to make the steak change a little bit, just from a solid, a little bit to a liquid. These are my dogs in my frame, if you just saw them. So I'm gonna add some hot water. Okay. Should pop right out. Oh, there we go. So you can see the different parts. You can see the chocolate solution, and you can see some of that bumpiness is the graham cracker and then the marshmallows. And now it's time to test. Taste test. That is tasty. 10 out of 10 would recommend. If you made them at home, I hope that they are tasty and that you are enjoying them right now. If you didn't, I hope you learned something by watching this video. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I will see you next time.